Right, let's go ahead and get into it here. Okay. Guess I can actually close this down. Don't really need this. Good morning, good morning. Go ahead and clear out my list from yesterday. Yeah, SER seems like the only real stock that's been really moving. VTIX, this looks like the VIX. Is this not just the VIX? Maybe it's not. Actually, no, it's a recent IPO. This just came out yesterday. Good morning, nothing moving so far. Yeah, I only see SER on the scanners, but I mean, it's only 10 million shares, so I guess you could kind of count this one as moving. Good morning, Larry. Do have some announcements to make, but I'll wait for some people to start funneling in before I start talking about them. Yeah, it's looking like just SER, really. This one isn't really ideal for me right now. Actually, something seems wrong too. Looking at the level 2, the spread is actually quite thick. I'm actually questioning how many shares are actually being traded of this right now. Seems quite high. Good morning, Elijah. Good morning, Talaceby. It's an interesting name. All right, yeah. Looks like it might be a slower start today. I'll wait till we get like 20 people in here, a couple more minutes, and I'll talk over what I wanted to talk about. TIRX getting a little bit of a volume surge, but it's a bit cheap. Probably not going to mess with this. Tim. Oh, good morning, Flip Flop. Good morning. GCTS looks like it might be moving here. Yeah, this looks like it's moving. Yep, you see it too, Flip Flop. Yeah. Okay, so pretty high float. That's a bit of disqualifier for me. Looking at the daily chart as well, this is a much slower moving stock. Don't really trust it. Yeah, the level 2 on this is extremely thick as well. Yeah, this does not look ideal at all. I'm probably going to sit this one out. All right. If you guys are coming in, if you could do me a favor and hit that like button, I would appreciate it. I see we've already got a good bit of likes, so thank you to everyone who has already liked it. Yeah, so we're having it hold up pretty nicely here. Was there actually... Is there actually even news on this? So this was at 6:55. It looks like there was news. Yeah. Good morning, Sergio. Good morning. Yeah, I mean, it's making movement. I'm just really iffy about trusting it. The flow's just super high. It's not ideal at all. And it's actually a bit lower price too. Yeah. Yeah, I should just call it now that I shouldn't touch GCTS. Even if it moves, it's failing too many critical criteria for me. But yeah, I want to make a quick announcement here for those of you that are watching. So my account balance has dropped to 5,025. Yesterday I went ahead and bought Webull Premium, and I will be using that now for the foreseeable future. I went ahead and got the annual package for it. This will give me passive income on the money that I'm not using whenever I'm trading. If you've looked at my capital allocation, I've usually been only using about $1,000 or roughly around that for my trading. So I'm leaving a lot of money on the table. So this should be a nice little side income. In addition, I should be getting level 2 data for free now. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But just in case you guys are seeing the lowered account balance, that is why it is lower. Yeah, so we're still seeing quite elevated volume as it drops down. Good morning, Skibon. Good morning, good morning. Now that I announced why the balance has dropped, I can't wait to get people asking why my account balance has dropped later in the stream. But yeah, I think I'm just going to be a spectator for GCTS. SER also seems like it's moving a bit slower for me as well, so I'm not super interested in that one either, if I'm being honest. So right now, I might just sit on the sidelines and hold my fire. Yearly $40 for premium? Correct, yes. So $40 gets me access to the 3.35% APY. It gets me access to free level 2 data for the whole year. Did something else too for options, like something about option contracts, but I didn't really care about that, so I didn't look into it. But if you do trade options, there is some benefit to it for that too. Good morning, wishing you all a green day. I mean, hey, any day that isn't a big red day is a win in my book. It doesn't matter if it's green or not. But yeah, I appreciate it, Mr. Buckeye. You used Webull Premium, and for some reason I get interest even on the capital I traded that day. I don't know if it's a glitch, but it's nice. I don't know. My understanding, because I called up customer support, and they told me it was only for unutilized cash. So I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. Did you do the math and you actually know for a fact that it's including all of your capital? There's no muddy water there. It is truly they're giving you money for your non-utilized capital. I mean, we can keep this between us, right? We don't have to tell them there's a bug, but I'm just curious because my understanding it was only for unutilized cash. Yes, yeah, okay. I don't know, but that's interesting to note. And I mean, since you've told me that, I'll go ahead and monitor it myself as well to see if that holds true for me. Because I mean, if that's the case, that's even better of a deal, right? So yeah, I'll keep an eye on that. I signed up for premium yesterday, so starting today, I should be starting to get that yield. So I'll be tracking it. And I'll keep what you said in mind, because that could be something worth keeping an eye on. Right, because if I'm like thinking to myself, I shouldn't trade as aggressive because I want more capital for the yield, then if that doesn't even matter, then that's not even something I should think about. So yeah, this is kind of ranging a good bit. I just don't really have a bias on it. When something's this high of a float and it's ranging this much, it's very noisy. There's no clear direction to it. All right. Well, looks like we're getting a breakout on it. About 1 million shares of volume. No, not quite. About 700,000. SER pulled back quite a bit. Had about a 50-cent flush. Well, it was over the span of 5 minutes. Looks like a slow bleed on the volume here. Yeah, both of these, though, these are both just really higher floats. Level 2 is very thick for both of them. I'm probably just going to be an observer for the time being. I have a feeling today's going to be a slower day. Yeah, GCTS has 40 million float. Yeah, that sounds about right. Brett, I'm looking at the shares outstanding at 57 million. And just one look at the level 2, it's extremely thick, right? There's over 10,000 shares, sometimes over 50,000 on just the bid or the ask. So this is extremely thickly traded. To me, I can't rationally make heads or tails of it. I'm sorry, it's my fault. It's my day off. I can trade all day, so it's going to be slow. Yeah, that's how it goes, man. This might be a more laid-back day today. I mean, I'm fine with it, but it's always a bit disappointing when you have a hot day. And I mean, we have had hotter days the last maybe 4 sessions. So it has been better. But we'll see. I want to check, actually. How did BNAI do? Because that was something I've been wanting to keep an eye on. Let's go 20 days. Yeah, so BNAI, it's still holding up well. So the thesis of this short squeeze is still very much valid. GXAI. And even this, I mean, it sold off pretty hard, but this hasn't fully retraced. And it looks like we kind of stabilized here, potentially. I mean, actually, even looking at this chart, GXAI could become relevant today, just looking at the daily for it. This looks like it could, right? If we break over this 147 level, this could come back into play today, because we are very close to that level. Maybe worth something to keep an eye on. But yeah, the 2 stocks we have, they're just higher floats. AZI, okay. Yeah, nice little surge there. So this one failed terribly hard yesterday. Full retracement. We're seeing another pop from it. It does have news. This was a Chinese stock, right? Yeah, this is a Chinese stock. So this one is more skeptical in nature. The news is good for it. The fact that it has news behind this gives it more validity. But I am still skeptical because yesterday it gave back everything. Oh yeah, that's right. This was the one that spooked me out of it. Right, if I do this time frame. Yeah, this had this huge flush yesterday, where it had this sudden flush with what looked like huge volume. And it made me decide not to trade it. And then it proceeded to do this. Right, so this flush tricked me out of it. That's not to say it'll move again, but just worth noting that this stock has a history of trickery. AZI loves to steal your money. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the daily chart too, right? This is a huge, huge downtrend. For 1 year to have given back what looks like around 90%. It's a pretty big correction. Where do I look to know if the Chinese stock is USA stock? It's actually a feature of Webull. Let me show this here. Someone in the chat recommended it to me. So this is a feature of Webull. I have it linked, so anytime I pull up a stock, it will identify it. And it'll tell you the company name, so it says China here. So that's how I know. Really nice feature of Webull. It stops me from having to Google every time I want to know if a stock is Chinese or Israeli or whatever. So really nice feature of Webull. AZI pops up 2 times a week and does nothing. Yeah, it's kind of looking that way. But yeah, your guys' votes are in. Only 9, but that's fine. Seems like most people are expecting it to be a slower day. I'm kind of like neutral. I'm more so-so about it. I don't know if it's going to be hot or cold. I'll at least keep an eye on this, but let me check the float, actually. I want to see how. So it's a lower float stock. SPHL. Take a look at it. Okay, yeah, that is definitely interesting. All right, this looks like it has some kind of news. Identifies Corner Terrace residence in Singapore as pilot project with potential to deliver $2,000 monthly. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that. DCX. Dude, how are you finding these stocks before me? Like, you're finding them way before I do. I guess your scanners are just more active than mine. I'm curious if these will pop on my scanners later, because if you look at the volume, this is only 1,000. So, only 1,000 shares of volume on SPHL. That's why mine didn't pick it up, DCX. And this one will probably... Okay, yeah, mine just got picked up for DCX here, and that's because of this volume surge. So, your scanners are more configured to find stuff if they immediately move on volume. Mine are a little bit more conservative, right? Like, the DCX move, I'm only just now getting this on my scanner on Thinkorswim. So, I mean, it protects me in a way, because that way I don't find stocks that just have a random surge of 1,000 shares. But it's worth noting that I do miss out on some of those random surges. It's probably Ross. Well, I mean, it could be a Ross scanner. I just think he has way stricter criteria. Whatever Duvin is using, his criteria is a lot more sensitive, right? I'm looking for like 50,000 shares of volume before it notifies me. His is probably, since he found SPHL and that only had 1,000 shares when he called it out, his must be much lower sensitivity. That would be my take anyway. Nothing wrong with that. Like, he found out before me. but it also makes it so I don't get notified unless there's something that's very clearly moving. And it's a trade-off, right? Regains compliance. Okay, so this is a compliance notice. Super low float. At least according to Thinkorswim, it's only 300,000. That seems kind of ridiculous. I'm going to look at the level 2 for this. I mean, level 2 is very thin. You have a huge spread. Is this actually like 300,000 shares? Market Mover live on YouTube has no delay and it's free. Pretty much as good as Ross. I'm using Zendu as a backup. So right, I have my own scanners on Thinkorswim, and then I'm using Zendu. Market Mover. I'll go ahead and make a note for that, and I'll look into them. I appreciate it, JB. Yeah, I'll check out Market Mover later, and I'll look into them. Yeah, considering how low the float is on this, and this has been a huge downtrend, because they regain compliance, that is a pretty big deal. Reverse split, yeah. So this could do something. This one is probably the best candidate we've had so far today, in my opinion. But this is an extremely low float. If Thinkorswim is updating this correctly and it's only 300,000 shares outstanding, the float's got to be abysmally small. And the level 2 is kind of matching that, right? We're seeing like a 10-cent spread sometimes. So this is definitely going to be reduced size if I do trade it. And I'm not even sure if I want to. At least not here. I would want a very, very big discount. He only has 100 or 1.8k subscriptions. That's why he's starting. Okay, that's why there's no delay. Scanners are on point and quick. Oh, I believe it. I'll check them out. Yeah, I've never heard of them. Subscribers, right? Yeah. Yeah, this has potential. I mean, I got kind of burned yesterday trading a low float, so I'm a bit cautious to just jump in. But this does have the potential, right? This is very beat down, recent reverse split, and news that they regain compliance. So this has the potential to move. I'm not saying that it's weak, but I don't know. I don't feel like it's enough for me right now. Thinkorswim has it also to know the state. You need a column on your watch list, company address, state. Okay. It says NA. It's not. It belongs to EEUU. Some have state of China also by name. Okay, so apparently Thinkorswim has the ability to identify it too. I was not aware of that. At least with my setup, I'm fine with just using Webull to identify it because I only need one source. And Webull's been pretty accurate with it, right? Like this is a Chinese stock with DCX. So that is actually, okay, that's one more red flag. Chinese stock. Very, very low float. I got burned on this same setup really hard yesterday. Well, not even really hard. I dodged about half of the damage. But it still wasn't pleasant. Yeah, looking at the daily, just to map out some levels. 420, which is where we're at right now, essentially. Seems like a critical level, right? This is where the price rejected on this bounce. Bounced here as well. Looks like support here. So 420s looks like a very important level. So if we ever do break out hard and then retrace, 420 could be a level to watch for a bounce opportunity. DCX is a Chinese stock on Interactive Broker. Okay, yeah. Yep. We all agree it is a Chinese stock. So volume has been somewhat increasing. I'm like 50-50 on if this thing is running or not. I think there's potential in both directions. If it wasn't Chinese, I'd have a little more faith in it. But just the fact that this exact setup happened to me yesterday and I got burned, I'm just afraid to touch it. And like I said, the 420 level is critical. This has been a critical level for the last 2 weeks or so. It seems like we're also pressuring back and forth. Even when we broke, we fell back below it. So really, to me, it's all about if this 420 level holds, or if it can be recaptured, I guess, in this case. I mean, if it regained compliance because it did a reverse split, that's not really fair. Yeah, but companies do that all the time. I mean, that's how they regain compliance, right? So when a stock is failing, the only way they can meet that quota is to reverse split. It's very common, you know? Okay, breakdown, but it was on low volume. But the move wasn't big either. I'm still neutral. If this does break down hard, where would I want to buy? I mean, 340s looks interesting. 370s also on the table. 370s way too close. 340s looks reasonable. Yeah, I like 340s if we do go that low. And I'm probably going to do it on lower size if I do trade it. All right, let's see if we get the curl back to the next high or if we break down from here. We broke below 4 twice, but it has bounced back above both times. And yeah, we're getting, even on these little bounces, we're getting big range. Like this was a 20-cent bounce, and I mean now it's up to like a 40-cent bounce. So this is quite volatile. Okay, back over that critical 420 level. I don't know, if it holds 420, this looks pretty strong to me. Getting some good inflow here. Very nice breakout on that. Yeah, the 420 holding here made me kind of change my perspective, combined with the high volume. I'm not from the USA, so I can't trade Chinese or a different country stock outside the US yet in Thinkorswim. Yeah. Got 26 cents a share on DCX. Good stuff. Very nice breakout, too. Up to 5. Yeah, this stock's very beaten up, so it does have a lot of upside to it. For sure. I just know this thing can crash so hard, too. But now I look like an idiot, because I was saying how I was bearish. I finally said here, right as it broke and held at 420, I said I was bullish now, and then it moves, and now I look like an idiot because I didn't trade it. SOPA is popping up on my scanner. Looks like we do have some movement on it. No news, though, on it. No news on SOPA. Just a random pop. And it will probably drop. Back to DCX. Very powerful. Digital currency is always bullish. It's always bullish until it's not, man. It's always bullish until it's not. Mm-hmm. Very impressive for it to be holding here. So we're at 5. Looks like we're coming up to some pretty critical resistance, right? 5 was a clear one here, top of the dollar. Next, it looks like 550, 560 has a lot of resistance. If it breaks strongly through 560 and holds, I mean, the sky's the limit at that point, right? There, after this level, there's no clear resistance to me on the daily. But the question is, can we get up that high or not? Right, we did have a quick surge up to 550, and interestingly, we rejected there at that level. So can we curl back to that and break it? Average is 469 now. Good luck, man. Currently sitting up 65% on the day. Okay, first candle to make a new high. Looks like it might be a fake out. Low volume on this break, though. This looks like a fake breakdown to me. Just based off the low volume on this push down. We'll see if it is or not. $475 to 505 on DCX. Not loving the price action right now. I don't know. I'm actually bullish on this. I like how this push down was on lower volume. We'll see if it actually resolves into anything, but I'm still bullish on it for the moment. This 480 level seems critical. I'm thinking just extra cautious after the past week of red. No, yeah, I get it, Siobhan. No, I was saying DCX looked like the best opportunity, but after I was hit yesterday from a very similar setup, right? Chinese stock, low float, good news catalyst. I was hesitant to get involved with it. But this still looks bullish to me. Or I called out I thought it was going to move up, and I called it out here. And I called out on this breakdown here, this looked bullish. It seems like I'm 2 for 2. Like, this looks like it's following through with what I thought would happen. So it looks like I'm reading this pretty well. Or I'm just lucky, right? It's only a sample size of 2. But yeah, from 490 to 540, that would have been a 50-cent winner. I mean, not great. You say not great news too, but like to me, like the fact that the company isn't getting delisted, that's pretty good news, right? Like I think we could agree that's good news. Yeah, this 550 level, 550, 560 level is absolutely critical, right? The daily chart is a minefield of resistance. Yeah, all these topping tails on the intraday, and if you look at the daily, huge amount of resistance on the daily. So 550, 560 is critical, and I mean maybe it's just rejecting here now. This doesn't look as clean to me, just because this volume is much higher. On this breakdown, it was a fake 1-minute high on a low volume push. This was a second attempt up with high volume rejection. So to me, this looks more bearish. This might be the top. Or if it's not the top, I suspect we're going to see a very, very big squeeze. Previous week high, 568, yeah. Well, I said 550 to 560. I might be a little off, but I'm just eyeballing it. But yeah, if that's the high, then that you could look at that as the actual if you wanted to be precise. Hmm. I swear, this thing is going to rip or it's going to rug hard. This feels like such a tense buildup, right? This was daily resistance for like a week and a half. It's been testing here constantly. I feel like this thing is going to rip or dump hard. I'm talking like a dollar move. So I was bullish on this. Okay, so I was bullish here, was correct. I was bullish here, was correct. I was bearish here, was incorrect. So I'm 2 right, 1 wrong. Too much wick on the top. That's a fair argument. There are a lot of upper wicks, but there is also a floor here. I'm neutral with it. I don't really have a bias. I feel like it's hard to say which direction it's going. Let's do a poll, yeah. Okay, not financial advice. Yeah. I'll do a poll. No, don't break. Oh, it might be too late. Yeah, it might be too late now. Nah, it's too late. It's too late. I was gonna do a poll. No. No, it's already broken out. This hasn't moved as much as I expected, but though. I expected with all this buildup, this would have resolved cleaner. Yeah. Oh well. I like that it broke to the upside, but I feel like it should have moved more. I really genuinely think this should have went up to at least 6. The fact that it didn't and it struggled here suggests to me maybe there's selling pressure here that could indicate this is the top. It's just my read. It's really hard to say. But I do find it odd this didn't move more with this volume and this critical break. Not going to take any more trades, DCX, unless it breaks and holds above 6 for now. Yeah. Curious if my read's going to prove right here. Big seller flushed on level 2. Yeah, it looks like you're getting some volume on this push down. I could believe it. Yeah, so the fact that this broke out and didn't move as much as I thought does seem to suggest someone was selling here. The fact that we saw the level 2 in the time and sales with this volume pushed down does suggest that there was someone starting distribution up here. The man, the myth, the legend. All right, we're putting out a poll. Poll time. Done for today, boys. Nice little green day. Good stuff. Good stuff, sir. You gotta post your results on the Discord, man. Gotta show you gotta share your session. Reminder, this isn't financial advice. This is all just opinions. It seems like we're pretty split. And that's kind of where I am too. I genuinely am right in the middle. I don't really have a huge bias in either direction right now. Yep, just sitting tight. Feel like a fool for missing. And I mean, to be fair, right? I got 2 guesses right. I was right on this call out. I was right on this call out. I was wrong on this call out. And my call out here was that this looked like a top because it didn't move as much. It's looking like that's going to prove right as well. So it looks like I'm going to be 3 right, 1 wrong call out. Wow, this stream is providing with so much financial advice. No, please. Thank you for the financial. No, please. I don't want to get sued. No, please. I think another push is about to happen. It could. No, I genuinely, if you gave me a theory what you thought was going to happen, my answer would be it could happen. Right? I'm totally on the fence with this one. I don't have a bias. I think any claim has merit in this position. Trading Captain will give you exponential gains, no downside risk. That's right. The only no downside risk... Oh, looks like we might be going down. The only downside risk is if Weeble went bankrupt and I lost all my money. But even then, I believe I'm insured up to like 200K or something with brokers. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure. Keep roller on watch for possible first daily candle to make a new high. It's in position. I'll take a look at it. It does seem to be curling. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But I would want to see volume behind that push too. Right? If we got news with that too, that'd be even better. Good morning, Mr. Noob. Good morning, good morning. Quick shout out, if you guys are enjoying the stream, if you could do me a favor and hit that like button, get this out to more people, I would appreciate it. I notice the streams tend to do better when it's more laid back like this and there isn't as much pressure to take a trade. Right? Seems like we're getting a lot higher retention. And you guys, not only that, you guys seem like you're enjoying it more. So, very interesting observation. But yeah, this, if I got it right, if I called out that this was the top because this didn't move as much as it should have, I'm going to be impressed. Yeah, we're torn right down the middle, really. I mean, well, almost down the middle. You guys are saying more backside, but maybe that's because the poll's been out 4 minutes and this has been trending down. So there might be a little bit of bias to your poll. Yo, green candles hollow. Yeah, I have hollow green candles. Or, oh, why? Why yo green candles hollow? I just like them like this. Less emphasis on the green. Less FOMO. Just a stylistic choice. Yeah, good observation, though. It's pretty fire. Yeah, it's a really easy customization you can do on Thinkorswim. The 570 area is a key level on Weekly's chart. Yes, absolutely, right? This is what I was talking about earlier. I was saying more so 550 to 560. I could see how you could say 570 though. 570 is like the top. I want to ask you guys something because this is how I always viewed charts, and I'm curious what you guys think because I keep seeing people disagree with me. People keep on saying with this chart, so this is the daily chart, they'll look at this and they'll say like, they'll do like this. They'll be like 570 is the resistance because it's the high there. It looks like it's basically the high there. And I don't look at structures like that. What I instead say is, okay, there were some highs up here around the 580, 570. There's a lot of structures around here around the 560, and there's some around the 550. So really what I do mentally, I don't do this, but mentally I draw a box. So I say, okay, no, don't want to zoom in. So I'll say, okay, it looks like there is some kind of zone around here where anytime it goes into this zone, maybe the bottom of the zone, maybe the top of the zone, that's where the actual selling pressure comes in. So by saying that only 570 is the critical level, you're not really discounting all of these other points that have been hit. The 560 points hit and the few 550 points that were hit. That's how I look at it. I notice no one else really thinks like that. And I'm wondering if it's just me. But yeah, I don't really like to look at a single point. So like even with this, so like I'll look and I'll see there's like 373. So I'll say, okay, that looks like support. Then I'll say, okay, it also looks like 395 is support. So, and you'll hear me say this a lot, is I'll say somewhere between 380 and 385 looks like it would be a buy point because it's between these two support levels. You also look at it as zones. I agree, support, resistance are areas, not levels. And another more relevant one are the ones with more volume traded. Yeah, that's a good point as well. Okay, so it seems some people do agree with me. I just don't see people say that a lot. I hear them say a price, and they don't really give a range. At least that's what I find is typically not talked about. You're doing supply and demand zones. Yeah, that's more what I like to focus on. And I know I don't draw on the charts very much. I like to just keep the chart empty so that I can just visually look at it. Because if I have a whole bunch of like moving averages, then I might miss something that would otherwise be obvious. Because without all the noise on the chart, I can very quickly look at this and identify that this is a support, this is a support, this might be a support. Like it immediately jumps out at me because I don't have all that noise. So that's one nice feature about not having a bunch of things on the chart. It is easier in chat to type a price than a level. I get that. No, and you're absolutely right. Like right, you're trying to get across a message without just writing a novel, right? This is chat after all. So I get that. Maybe it's just like an effect because it's chat, but I just noticed that I don't really see people talk like that much, which is fine. I mean, I'm not going to be picky, right? You have your opinion, and I mean, by all means, right? Just an observation I've made. I prefer to use FRVPS. I have no idea what that means. You have to explain it. I prefer to use this thing and determine support and resistance as deviations from the value area to VAH or VAL. Yeah, you're going to have to explain these concepts because I don't understand the terminology. Fixed range volume. Okay, fixed range volume profiles. Okay. I mean, yeah, if there's tools for that, or if there's just like the terminology, fair enough. I don't suspect what I'm doing is like unique or special, by the way. I'm just saying that I think it's like an extra level deeper than people just looking at a chart and seeing where the high is. All right, we're coming up on the top of the hour here. I'm going to do my hourly shout out, just one here, where if you guys are watching the stream and you're liking the content, I do stream every day. No trades so far because, quite frankly, this is the only thing that's been worth looking at. But if you're liking the stream, maybe subscribe. Do you use volume by price at all or only time? Volume by price. What do you mean? I mean, the main thing I'm looking for is what is the price action showing and what is the volume doing? If there's a discrepancy there, then that creates opportunity for me. I do steps based on the upper wicks moving from the right to the left. However, the support resistance line is a key part of my strategy. Right to the left. No, I get, yeah, that makes sense, right? You could argue this resistance level is more important than this one because this one is more recent. And that makes total valid sense. This does create some issues though, right? If you go from right to left, what about this resistance? Because this is clearly support here. But if you're looking from right to left, then this would be more important, I would think. And also, if you're looking right to left, you might miss this, because this was also a very important one. I think maybe I'm just nitpicking too much. I just need to shut up. I'm nitpicking too much. I don't need to be getting all defensive. Now, whatever works for you, Charlie, you know? The recent has taken out the previous. No, I get that. Right, certainly. Absolutely. But I still feel like this support carries significant weight, despite it being older history than this, right? Even this. I feel like this weight carries significant weight. And because it comes before this one, I still feel like this one would carry much more weight. Ooh, what the heck happened to guts? Oh, their guts are everywhere. What the heck? What is this, some sort of failed clinical trial? Let's see, is this 7 o'clock? Yeah, this is 7 o'clock. What did they do at 7? They announced compelling 6-month randomized remain 1 midpoint data. Wow, it sure doesn't seem compelling if the thing sold off 80% or something. Oof. That's brutal. This is why timing the bottom on biotech can be very, very tricky. Yeah, that's rough. Poor guts. All right. Top of the hour. Let's see what we got. This one's kind of weird. Yeah, very low price action. Probably not worth messing with this one. Looks like they had some kind of earnings. Or no, earnings assessment. Earnings insights. So I guess they did release earnings? Earnings summary and key takeaways. Okay, so it looks like they did have earnings. This is just, it just doesn't have the volume to support it. Yeah, and it's 63 million shares. Okay, yeah, no, I can't touch this one. ASBP. Looks like we have a bit of a pop. Does have news. Secures agreement with Microsize for the development of noble subliminal aspirin. Sublingual aspirin. Okay. That's an okay catalyst. I mean, daily looks horrendous from this. What do we look like besides that? So pretty strong downtrend. Float says 4 million shares outstanding. What do we look like on the level 2? Level 2 looks a little thick. Not terribly, though. But it does look a bit thick. GCTK. Okay. Just pulling everything up. ENVB. Looks like this one just kind of rugged. Like, this is, like, what am I even looking at? Okay, so there was news on this, but it immediately died. So it went to 407, then immediately dropped to 340 on 20,000 shares of volume. That's a pretty quick drop, honestly. Could be something to that. Oh, wow, only 1 million shares for this one. Let's see, and this already did sell off a bit here. Yeah, this might actually be something. Tried to get filled there, but only got a partial. That's annoying. Only a partial fill. Yeah, GCTK is going basically straight up. Very impressive move on it. This one might be a slower mover, but I got basically the very bottom of this flush. I tried to get 108 shares, only got 38 filled. But no, this company announced an offering yesterday. They announced a dilution over here at 440 the yesterday morning. And this flushed down immediately, so the dilution never hit. And for this to have plunged this hard as a follow-up to that, down to this level, feels like a dramatic overreaction. This seems like a great value play. You'll fill me instead, though? No. Now, my partial order is still out there. I'm not expecting it to get filled because I'm already like a little over 10 cents from my fill price. So I'm not expecting to get filled. Would be cool if I did, but it is what it is. Dude, I'm actually kicking myself. I wish if I got the full fill, this would be a great trade. Even if it fails, right? Like, this was an excellent entry. Getting in here at like 322, 323. So this will probably be a longer hold, just given the nature of it. We'll go ahead and pivot here. Watch GCTX. I still have the order out for ENVB to sell. I did cancel the buy that I had for it. So this one just straight up. What was the news on this? Because apparently it was godly or something. Okay, announces USPTO approval of insurance of patents. I mean, that sounds really strong. Daily, this is quite beaten up. Yeah, I feel like I'm too late to the party, though. Yeah, this just went straight up. On the bright side, I probably wouldn't have been in this trade anyway, right? This didn't give any real clean pullback. The best you would have really gotten was this micro pullback, and that would have been way too aggressive for me. ASBP also has kind of started to move too. So worth keeping an eye on this one as well. Yeah, this one's... it just went straight up, and now it's just laddered down for 4 minutes. All right, we'll see how the 1 minute curl does, if it gets any resolution from that. If we get a 1 minute high, even. Not even a 1 minute high? Okay, did get the 1 minute high. Looks like it might be a fake out. This volume is pretty high on this rejection too. This looks bearish. We'll see if it ends up fully reversing here. ASBP, also worth noting. This one rugged. Okay. I want to look into this one. For 4 million, quote-unquote, shares. Not really verifiable here. It's a Puerto Rico company. Yeah, I don't really think I would trust this one for a bounce here. Looks kind of sketchy. Yeah, 210. I mean, this is a pretty big drop, but I just don't know if I trust it enough. GCTX. Pretty big rug on this one. Yeah, so this 1 minute high did end up rejecting hard. Yeah, over $1 a share drop in 1 minute. It is pretty rough. I mean, looking at the daily, I guess somewhere around 408 to like 420. That range seems reasonable. This is where we're at now, and it actually held and bounced at that level. So this could have been a potential buy area. A little bit dangerous considering we went straight to it. But there could have been opportunity to buy this bounce. Next, you're probably looking at like 360, 350. Yeah, I mean, that's a full retracement. Maybe 365 then. Anticipating that it won't go the whole way. This has been a pretty brutally hammered stock, too. I mean, it's just gone straight down. It has had these pops, but they've always failed. There's never really been continuation with any of them on the daily. Yeah, I don't really see a safe place to buy here. Would it really go all the way down there? The SEE big flush too. Could take a look at it. Ooh. Too cheap for me to get involved with, but wow. Hmm. Yeah. All right, well, we're getting close to what I was anticipating for a buy point, so I'll keep an eye on it. If this is going to flush like this, there's a chance. Let's see how bad the murder gets. Okay, a lot of tension here, around 390s. Given how long it's consolidated here, I'm a little more iffy to buy at 360s. I probably need to wait for 350s, 340s now. Although the volume isn't super high. Maybe 350s is okay. It could even just bounce right here. This volume, this push down was actually not that strong a volume. Yeah, maybe I was being too conservative. This already has given back the entire move, and this last final push down was much lighter volume than this push. It still wasn't the most safe, though. All right, let's see if we get a further push. Yeah, I'm looking for 350s, 340s, I think. I mean, it could bounce even here, but it's gone sideways quite a bit. Hello, Avon. Well, I'm not green yet. Haven't closed the trade out yet. Yeah, it could just end up bouncing here. I wanted it to go to like high 350s. High to mid 350s. No, I'm actually sitting up an extra $40 on top of this. See, I told you guys I need to explain this to other people. So I bought Webull Premium yesterday, and that took $40 out of the account. So now I'll get passive income from any capital I'm not using, and I get free level 2 data. So no more fees for level 2 data, and I get passive income on top of that. So yeah, I'm technically up $68, $69. In 14 days. Oh, can you not? No, you can see it. So I have an active order here, ENVB. Can you not see it on? It should be at the top left. So if it says open P&L, that means that I'm still in the trade, right? If this is 0, then that means the trade has been closed out. Or I guess it would show nothing. I think it would show nothing. I'm not 100% on that. But the fact that this value is not 0 means that I'm currently in the trade. Yeah. Yeah, so this is consolidated way too much now. Even if we do go to that 350 level, I feel like that's way too dangerous to buy. The opportunity's kind of gone. And honestly, looking at this in hindsight, it looks like this could be a hidden seller. So lets it pop up, draw people in that want to day trade it, flush it. Level 2 probably had a hidden seller here. Someone was keeping it from bouncing. Flush it again. Looks like the hidden seller might still be here. So this looks pretty brutal. Needs screen tuning spiffing up. I can see that, but your chart window cuts half from the top. What do you mean? We can only see half your ticker. Oh, does it? Wait, does it not show? Hold on. Does it not show the full ticker? I mean, on my end, it looks like it shows the whole ticker. That's kind of weird. I see how it does kind of cut off at the top there, but not sure why it does that. Might need to look into that. Is that why you guys couldn't see it, or are you talking about something else? It's like a zoom issue. Should log on your phone to see. Yeah, all right, we're going to do some independent journalism here. I'm going to join the stream on my phone. Guess you got promoted. Oh, cool. It shows that I'm live. That's cool. All right, let me look here. Yeah, it's kind of cutting off the top a little bit, but I mean, you can at least still see that I'm in a position, but yeah, I might need to look into that. It's very hard to read. Maybe I'll get some extra thing to just enlarge that a little bit for mobile viewers. Yeah. Maybe it's the webcam. Where did the 4 box go? Oh, it's ranging. Yeah, so I'll go back to it. So this is what I had bought into, and it's kind of just dried up here. So again, context for why I'm holding this, for anyone that's not aware. This had a secondary offering over here. I think it was like 440 or something. Was it 440? Where was it? 441, my bad. So 441, and the price immediately tanked, and naturally it's going to stay below that level. And then news came out, and we just immediately popped. We didn't even go back to 440s before we dumped again. And this volume was pretty light on that dump too. Right, 10,000, then 20,000. So for me, 20,000 doing this and then going to these lows where I bought basically at the bottom, that's a pretty big deal. And by the way, this is super, super small size. I only have 38 shares because I tried to get more here, but I was at the very bottom of this downward candle, but I couldn't get the full size. So yeah, I'm mostly holding this because I'm anticipating some kind of recovery attempt. I don't suspect it's going to go lower. And because I only have 1/4 size, my risk is very limited here. This feels like a pretty safe trade to hold for a longer period. Yeah. BNAI. I mean, BNAI has just been kind of stable. Surprisingly stable, given how much it's moved. It's very impressive it's held this high. And it looks like it's been just grinding. So, very interesting price action on BNAI. Yeah, I got no clue how ENVB is going to play out. I'm okay with holding it longer, but yeah, we'll see. We're probably going to see that position fluctuate a little bit on and off throughout the session. Yeah, one thing you did mention about mobile too. From my analytics, it showed that most people that watch this stream watch it dominantly. It's the vast majority of you guys that watch it are on computer when you watch it. Which I guess makes sense, right? Because if we're all day traders, most of us would be watching it from PC. So I'm curious if the people having that problem are exclusively mobile or not. IPRE, I'll check it out. Ooh, yeah, it's a cheaper stock. It's like right on the border of what I would want to trade. Pretty strong downtrend. We are Candy Team 80%. BATL. I'll take a look at that one as well. This one was moving a couple days ago. Right, this moved recently, yeah. Yeah, it has curled. XHDL also moving. Got a nice little volume spike. No news on this though, so it's more of a continuation. Wow. Just a sudden burst of like almost 200,000 buying pressure with no news. GCTK fully has failed at this point. Yeah, it looks like whoever has been selling, they were selling tremendously here. This looks like relentless distribution. Yeah, BATL also does not have news on it. So BATL and XHLD are purely technical plays and or continuations from the previous moves. It looks like. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on XHLD as well. Honestly, it's probably the better of the two candidates. Looks like it's more responsive, right? Higher volume, it's moving more. This one's probably more in play. Yeah, huge premium right now. Still 3 straight up to 475. What a squeeze. Like 750,000 in that squeeze too. Much lower float too. So this has, I mean, we've already seen it just from the candles, but this has a lot of ability to move quickly. DJ has 251 viewers. Captain now has more viewers than Candy. Do I have more viewers? No. Well, listen, guys. If Candy doesn't end his stream at 9 today, we're gonna go raid him, and then you need to tell him that you're giving him soup based off of how many dollars you're up. So, like, since I'm up $6 right now, I would tell him I am giving him 6 cans of soup. Okay. So when the stream ends, we're all gonna go to Candyman's stream, and we're gonna tell him we're gonna give him cans of soup. All right. We're gonna do that at around 9 o'clock. How did DJ get going viral? I don't know who DJ is. I don't know what the soup thing was yesterday. No, we had someone on here. No, it's like kind of like a private meme we've been doing. There's a guy on here named something like "Where's the soup?" And I looked up the price of soup, and it's like $1 is equal to 1 can of soup. So now we're saying that each dollar we make on the day is a can of soup. So I would essentially be able to buy 6 cans of soup with the money I have right now. If that makes sense. DJ's Momentum Mastery, another day trader following Ross. I mean, that makes sense, right? If you're following Ross and you're kind of using his name as an authority signal, then you're going to draw Ross warrior trading students. And I guess that could be part of why I'm struggling to draw an audience. Well, there's probably 2 reasons. First of all, I'm not trading with a lot of flashy money. I'm not looking for pretty crazy returns. The second one is like kind of, I'm not going to say that I dislike Ross, because I do love Ross as a person. He seems like a great guy. I just do not like the course that he provides, and I think it's counterproductive and hurts people. So maybe that tension is causing me to struggle to grow at the rate that some other people would be, which I'm fine with. I rather would just people who want to see day trading get to see me. Algorithms, yeah. Algorithms is a big thing too, right? My warrior trading video, I don't put like hashtag warrior trading or anything in my descriptions, but that warrior trading video I did got huge reception. YouTube pushed it extremely hard. $21 cans of soup realized. 170 cans of soup unrealized. Dude, you're crushing it today, man. No thanks. Give me your soup. No thanks, give me your soup. That's awesome, man. Good job. I don't like it when 2 or 3 stocks have news at the same time. You can miss the right one and then right one looking at the next one. Yeah. DJ up 1169 today. Nailed GCTX. GCTK. Yeah, this could be breaking out. Now, I'm not doubting DJ, but I would caution people. If DJ's been in the space a long time and he's got a track record, fine, right? I would trust him more then. But if he's a newer trader and he's making over 1,000 a day, like, rationally, we need to be cautious about just blindly trusting someone with that signal. I can buy 6K candy soup. Who want? XHLD looks like it's really pulling away well here. Yeah, so nice breakout, but this isn't ideal to see it reject this hard, and the volume's pretty high on it too. This looks like a pretty nasty fake out. Yeah. Unfortunate with that. As far as support levels, what are we at? We're at 413. I mean, this broke out recently, right? It went to 380s. So I guess it makes sense why it bounced here. But before that, 280 is really the next support level, which is actually where it kind of was consolidated at. Interestingly enough. $0.30 on XHLD. Good stuff, my man. Good stuff. Yeah, we'll do a poll here shortly to see how everybody's done today. I've given quite a lot of time to ENVB. I was really expecting it to curl better than it has. My entry was great, so I'm still up despite it not moving. But I'm getting to the point where I'm going to have to just cut this trade soon. Like, it just hasn't ended up resolving. I expected some kind of better bounce. Good morning, AJ. Yeah, even on the bid, like, I could get out here for a 10-cent winner, but realistically, this should have gone to like 40, 35, 40. So it's so frustrating. I don't know. Let me show. So currently I have, I'll go ahead and show this here. So currently I have 38 shares. I put out an order to buy 113. I filled 38 and I tried to move the order to get more. And that was why there was 2 here. But all of these were canceled orders. Filled, I don't know if it'll even show it. Yeah, so it shows that I filled a partial here. 321. But yeah, I was aiming for more, so I didn't get the full position. Which is frustrating. His screen is really cut now, screen shorted. Wait, what? There's only 20 minutes left, and I only traded 2 tickers, GCTS and DCX. 1 winner and 1 loser, but I'm red over on the day. Yeah, red days look, for me, looks like, yeah. No, I mean, with that first trade, what was it? GCTS, yeah, that one, how is that holding up? Because I know that one made a big move. Did it pull back? What? Wait, is this... Okay, so yeah, this pulled the whole way back. Your screen. Can't see candles. Is other people not able to see the candles either? I mean, I have it pulled up here on YouTube, and I can see it fine. Yeah, I'll put out a poll here for you guys before we get close to the end. Looked fine the whole time. Yeah, I don't see any issues. Like I said, I've been watching it on YouTube, so I can tell if it starts to cut out. But I haven't had any issues with like the charting or anything. Yeah, today's been a slow day though. Only 1 trade, and it wasn't even a full fill. I only got like 1/3 of my position filled. And then it just died out, and now it's just stalling. And it shows the last executed order is at 326, but that's not even where the bid's at. The bid's at 329. Yeah, I'll give ENVB until the top of the hour. See if it wants to curl at least a little bit. Yeah, very interesting range on this. I'm not really buying it in either way. Yeah, I think we're just sitting tight here. Like, there's been some interesting moves, like XHLD. This one kind of just went straight up. The one from this morning, GCTXS? Yeah, GCTS. This one was very impressive, and I was a little tempted to get involved here. And I kind of actually remember the other spots. Was it here? I can't remember exactly. I know one of them was here, where I wanted to get in. And there was like another one over here. Maybe it might have been this candle. No, I think, okay, yeah, it's too blurry for me to remember. I can't remember it clearly. All I remember is I wanted to get in here, and this one worked. Chance for a run. I mean, this one's backside, right? Like this is fully rolled over. There's never a 0% chance, but the momentum in general is dead. The odds that this thing recovers are very low. Like, I'd give it 10% chance that it recovers. Very low chance. Also read on the day, Skivon. Yeah. I feel you. Do go that way. Yeah, so surprisingly, a tight mix between people who made money and lost money today. I guess the key takeaway, though, is that most people traded, right? There's very few people that didn't trade, which I think is a bit interesting considering I only took one trade. I didn't really feel like a lot of these setups were the cleanest to me. We had a bunch of run-ups like GCTX, or K, sorry. There's so many GCTs. We've had a lot of this happen lately where the stock just runs all the way up and then just rolls over. This seems like it's a theme that's been starting to repeat more, where getting in on the front side seems to be the play. And if you buy any kind of pullback, it seems like the odds of failure have been higher lately. That's just my perception. Maybe I'm off the mark, but I've noticed this theme of huge pumps into huge dumps just keep repeating. So, curious if that has any merit. You gotta fight for your right. Yeah, we might just be chilling, waiting for 9 o'clock to see if we get any final news that can give us some kind of activity. And still neck and neck for people today with their results. Very interesting to see it so close. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm so excited. Hey, look on the bright side, okay? I just got Webull Premium, so even though I only traded with 38 shares today, a lot of unutilized cash, hey, that just means extra income, right? Passive income. We can finally get those exponential gains. Well, let's do some math here, all right? So, just out of curiosity. So, $5,000 account times 0.0335, because that's the annual rate. Right, it should be on 5,000. So 167 is what I should be making. Okay, so we'll just say over 200 days. So we'll divide that by 200 trading days. So 83 cents passive. So every day I should be getting 83 cents bump in the account. How is Webull Premium? What are the differences? So I was buying the National Best Bid offer for level 2. I canceled that yesterday, and I got the Total View, which is free with Webull Premium, so I won't have to pay for level 2 data now. I have an annual APY of 3.35% interest for any unused capital in the account. Someone was contesting that, saying that it was for the full account, but I'll do the math on that to try and figure that out. But yeah, so I'll get passive money for anything I'm not trading with, maybe even more depending. And yeah, just not having to pay for the level 2 is the big thing. There's also something they gave with the options. I think that's like better option deals, but since I don't trade options, I don't really know. Do I own Bull? I do not own Bull. The captain's green, that's all that I care about. Oh, thank you, Flip Flop. So there's different level 2 plans. For the national best bid offer, it is $9.99 a month on Webull. What you're looking at is the level 2 data for NASDAQ Total View, and that's $199. So that's different. How much is premium? It's $3.99 a month or $40 annually. If you look at my account balance, well, if you would have seen it at the start of the stream, it dropped by $40 because I went ahead and bought it yesterday. So that's why my account balance has dropped by $40. Right, so I should be at $5,072 right now, but because of that $40 deficit, I am now at only $5,032. But since I should be making about $160 or so from the interest, it should actually pay for itself. So I'm actually getting paid to use level 2 data, which is very funny. So it should pay for itself, right? I don't actually view it as an investment, more so just a passive revenue source. Is the other level 2 much better? That's what we're going to find out. So I'm still on the National Best Bid offer plan because that expires on the 3rd of February. So on the 3rd of February, for the next month after that, I'm going to start documenting my experience with the Total View. I still have Thinkorswim for National Best Bid offer if I need to fall back on that. And I'm going to find out really if there's a difference that is noticeable to me. And also I'm going to test out using the Total View with the National Best Bid offer side by side to see if that gives me any extra benefit. $40 per year, yeah. How's the execution speed? Is there any fees for premium? But yeah, it's the $40 per year, like he said. No fees for premium, no. Execution speed's still top notch. It's a little bit, there's a slight delay to it, but it's still very fast. I retract me saying top notch. It's fast, but not the fastest. Right, it's like faster than things like Thinkorswim, but it's slower than Lightspeed. You might have like a half-second delay. Half-second to a second delay. I'd say somewhere around that. But no, I mean, my current first month with Webull, and I'm planning on making a Webull review. I was actually going to do it this weekend, but because I found out about premium, I want to give a month with premium to get to feel it, see what it's like, and then I'm going to include the premium with my review and give my experience with that. So this will, I mean, I think it'll be pretty balanced, right? Because I got to try a month without premium, and now I'm trying a month with premium. So I think that'll be good contrast to see what I experience with the differences. Also, interest is accumulated each day rather than just 200, 365 trading days. True, Elijah, but it's paid out monthly. So it's not like exponential gains in the traditional sense, right? Technically, if you left the money in each month, it would be kind of exponential, but just want to point out that even though it is accrued daily, it doesn't get added until the end of the month. If you seem like it's a lot of cash, it's worth it. What percentage you got on cash? $5,000 account. Typically, I'm allocating about $1,000 to $1,500 per day for trading. So we're looking at around 3,500 to 4,000 of idle cash in the account. You have a margin account though. What does that mean? I can look into that. I know it's different for margin accounts. The margin account APY works differently. I don't know the details though, so I can't give you anything definitive on that. I can look into it though. Yeah, this thing's really just kind of ranging. I mean, we had another breakout here, but I don't know. I'm just not really bonding super well with it. All right, ENVB, the bid is now about 20 cents above my entry price. I could literally just hit the bid right now and get out. Do I have any referral codes? No, I do not have any affiliates for anyone. I've been on the edge about really trying to get involved with any kind of affiliates or anything that could create a potential conflict of interest. If you know me from this channel, you'll know that I've preached how I don't sell anything. Right? I don't sell courses. I don't sell services. I don't sell any affiliate links. That was never the point of this channel. This channel was more about documenting my journey, about building a community. That's really what I wanted from this channel. So I've really tried to steer clear of affiliate links. But I will say that my current opinion of Webull is that it's the best day trading platform for someone with a small account. That's my opinion, at least from 1 month of using it. And I've used over 6 brokers. So I've got a bit of a sample size. I would have originally given that position to Thinkorswim, but after their recent issue with restricting trade stocks to trade, I couldn't really reliably say that anymore. It looks like they might be trying to address it, but it's still iffy. Hood is great as well. Oh, please don't tell me you're telling me that Robinhood is a good broker. Oh, please do not tell me that. I think it's tied for worst with Fidelity. Like, those and Interactive Brokers, not great for day trade. Interactive Brokers still probably better than those two, though. Now, maybe I should make a tier list for the brokers. That might be kind of cool, right? Like, I could go over Fidelity, Interactive Broker, Lightspeed, Thinkorswim, Robinhood, Tasty Trade. What else have I used? M1 Finance. That could be kind of interesting. Just a fun little thing, making a tier list. It's like saying M1 Finance is a good broker. Yeah. Now, M1 Finance was my first broker. And, yeah, never went back there. Their data is expensive, $29.50 a month for total view alone. Oof. Yeah, that's high. I have not used E-Trade, Larry. I have not used it. Yeah, I think E-Trade is one of the only ones that is big that I haven't used before. All right, so we're at 9 o'clock. I'll go ahead and give it a little extra time before we call it for the day. Give it like 5 minutes. I'm still holding out hope for ENVB. It has been curling up slightly. You can't even see it here, but the bid is now 20 cents above my entry price. My limit order is actually on the ask right now, so I am currently first in line on the ask. So we'll see if we get it. I'd really like to cross that spread to get out if I can. We'll give it a few extra minutes. GIBO pumping here. Hood is okay for dollar cost type of investing. Yeah, I actually do agree. Yeah. Hood is okay for investing, but not for day trading. Definitely not for day... abysmal for day trading, but it's actually okay for investing. I will give you that. Yeah, Quantex, that's a good point. GIBO. So this does have news at 9. Pretty low float. Volume's kind of light. But I mean, it just kind of rolled over immediately. Yeah. Yeah, I see ASNS. But yeah, like you said, it's a penny stock. Lil glad to see I'm green. Thank you, sir. Only one trade for me. I guess I should at least get it logged while I'm waiting. I was waiting because I wasn't sure if the rest of my order was going to fill, so I didn't want to log it. But it's clear it's not getting filled at this point, so I'll just go ahead and put in what I have here. Very frustrating that I got literally the bottom penny, and I only got a quarter or a third of my position filled. 803. I mean, I gotta give it like a B+ or an A-, really, because it was just so well timed. All right, and currently we're down $121 on the trade. Yeah. VMAR, no news. Ooh. So a little bit of a red flag, the fact that this has been slowly curling up. Also horrible daily. Yeah, 350's low. Yeah, this looks like potential pump and dumpy. Maybe like 330s, just based off of the daily. Seems ridiculous at the moment, but considering this was a build-up, I could see it. Alright, let's see if we get that breakdown. Very unlikely, but at this stage, I'm just trying to be careful. I mean, it's a lower float, so that is in its favor. I'm still anticipating a second leg down. This feels like quite high volume. Still, 550 all the way down to 380. With no bounce. It's very rough. Anyone who tried to buy this breakout for a micro pullback has been eviscerated. All right, let's see if we get another leg. Okay. Good volume on the break. I like that. Okay. Still some volume on the level 2. All right, let's see if we go red on the day. I mean, there's a 10,000 share seller at 28. That can be overtaken from this volume. Okay, out for half there. Seems like it's really struggling at 43. All right, and we're out for the rest. Very nice. Glad I was more patient on that one. All right, well, cool. We got a nice little extra trade to wrap it up. All right, ENVB, you have been a thorn in my side, just refusing to bounce. I'm literally still on the ask, which is... I have been on this ask for like 40 minutes now. But the spread is like 21 cents. So I'm going to try and ladder it down to get myself out of this. But the spread has just gone way wider than I would have expected. Like the spread is currently 21 cents. So I really don't want to cross this spread if I don't have to. Even if I cross it, I'll actually still be green. Because even the bid is above where I got in. But we'll see. Modify order. Let's try 38. Can we get 38? No. So many cans of soup. Exactly, dude. And reminder, guys, before I end the stream, we are going to go raid someone. So stick around if you want to go raid someone with me. All right, we're out at... No, we got a partial fill at 35. Okay. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. I literally have 13 shares. Just take me out. Just take me out to dinner. Come on. Okay, we're out for the rest. That's... ENVB. I mean, I'm green on it, but very frustrating how this one just played with my emotions for an hour. It is what it is. So I had like 3 different cells. So I'm just going to guesstimate to, and we'll just see what is close to my actual. So I got $5 from it. Let's try 34. Okay, we'll go with 34. That's close enough. And as for the other trade, BMAR. I don't know why this is a fraction. This shouldn't be. Why is this 3.21? Okay. I don't know why this is a fraction, but okay. VMAR. This one I had like 4 or 5 minutes to repair. I actually really liked the setup on this one. I'm going to give this one a B+ as well. Volatility was quite high. 9. 31.5. 13, 425. How close am I to actual? 1107, 1089. That's pretty close. I'll give it like 3. No, the other one was closer. Okay, so I got it basically right. All right, so we're going to end the day here. $15-ish base hit. Estimate. Actual is $16.12. So nice base hit overall today. Now we're going to go to Candyman Trader, okay? He's on YouTube. He should be streaming right now. We're all going to go in and take however many dollars you made and say you're giving or taking that many cans of soup. So if you made $16 like I did today, I'm going to go to him and I'm going to say, I'm giving you 16 cans of soup. All right? Now let's go. Let's go get Candyman.